Welcome to all of you. Today's our discussion topic is intelligent agents. In this session, we are going to discuss about the agents, then whether the agent is perfect or not, and the environment. The concept of rationality can be applied to a wide variety of agents. These agents are operating in any imaginable environment. The concept of rationality is used to develop a small set of design principles. These design principles are used for building successful agents. The systems that can reasonable are called as the intelligent systems. We are going to examine the agents, environments, and the relation in between the environment and the agents. Now, what is meant by an agent? An agent is anything that can be viewed as perceiving its environment through sensors and acting upon that environment through the actuators. So, here is the environment. The environment is perceived by the sensors within the agent, and the sensors are acting upon that environment through the actuators. So here figure shows the arrangement of the agents. There are three different types of agents: a human agent, a robotic agent, and a software agent. A human agent has eyes, ears, and other organs for sensors, while hands, legs, vocal tract, and so on for actuators. A robotic agent might have cameras and infrared range finders for the sensors and various motors for the actuators. A software agent receives keystrokes, file contents, and network packet as sensory inputs, while the screen displaying on the screen, writing files, and sending network packets for the actuators. So these are the three different types of agents. We use the term percept to refer the agent's perceptual inputs at any given instant. An agent's percept sequence is nothing but the complete history of everything the agent has ever perceived. So whatever agent has done up to that extent, it is stored in the percept sequence. In general, an agent's choice of action at any given instant can depend on the entire percept sequence observed up to the date, but not on anything it hasn't perceived. An agent's behavior is described by the agent function that maps any given percept sequence to an action. We can imagine tabulating the agent function that describes any given agent. For most of the agents, this would be a very large table, almost infinite. In fact, unless we place a bound on the length of percept sequence, we want to consider the length of the sequence. The table is, of course, an external characterization of the agent. It is important to keep these two ideas distinct. Internally, the agent function for an artificial agent will be implemented by the agent program. Agent function and agent program are the two different ideas. The agent function is an abstract mathematical description, while the agent program is a concrete implementation running within some physical system. Okay, so the agent function and agent program, these are the two different concepts. Okay, agent function is an abstract mathematical description, while agent program is nothing but the implementation of that agent function, which is running within some physical system. We will consider one example here. It is a very simple example of the vacuum cleaner world. This world is so simple that we can describe everything that happens. So it is also a made up world, means so we can invent many variations in this example. This particular world has two distinct locations here. It is square A and square B. The vacuum agent perceives which square it is in, that is whether there is a dirt in the square or not. That means there are two contents, whether the square is clean or whether the square is dirty. It can choose to move left, move right, suck up the dirt or do nothing. So there are different actions provided here. It is right, left, suck or do nothing. Okay, so what is the perception here? The perception is the location and the content. So location means what? Location whether it is in square A or in square B, and contents means whether the squares are clean or dirty. So these are the percepts. So one very simple agent function is, if the current square is dirty, then suck, otherwise move to the other square. A partial tabulation of this agent function is shown here in this figure. So we can see here the various vacuum world agents can be defined simply by filling in right hand column in various ways. Okay, so here A, B are the locations, and the contents are nothing but whether the square is clean, dirty and so on. So here the obvious question is then, what is the right way to fill out this table? In other words, what make an agent good or bad, whether it is intelligent or stupid. Okay, so this is the example of an agent. Now we move towards the concept of rationality. So what is meant by a rational agent? A rational agent is one that does the right things. An agent should strive to do the right thing based on what it can perceive and the actions it can perform. Conceptually speaking, every entry in the table for the agent function is filled out correctly. Doing the right thing is better than doing the wrong things. But what does it means to do the right thing? When an agent is in the environment, it generates a sequence of actions according to the percepts it receives. This sequence of action causes the environment to go through a sequence of steps. If the sequence is desirable, then the agent has performed well. This notion of desirability is captured by the performance measure that evaluates given sequence of environment states. So what is meant by performance measure? It is nothing but the evaluation of any given sequence of environment state. An agent could achieve perfect rationality simply by deluding itself that its performance was perfect. So obviously there is no one fixed performance measure for all tasks and agents. Typically, a designer will devise one appropriate to the circumstances. this is not an easy task. Okay, so here consider the previous example of vacuum cleaner agent. Okay, here we propose to measure performance by considering the vacuum cleaner agent should be amount of dirt cleaned up, amount of time taken, amount of electricity consumed, amount of noise generated. So these are the different performance measure for the vacuum cleaner agent. Okay, so a more suitable performance measure would reward the agent for having a clean floor. A general rule here is it is better to design performance measures according to what one actually wants in the environment rather than according to how one thinks the agent should behave. Okay. So, what is mean by the rationality? What is rational at any given time depends on the four things. The performance measure that defines the criterion of success, the agent's prior knowledge to the environment, the action that the agent can perform, the agent's percept sequence to date. Okay, so any rational so what is rational? It depends upon these four things. So what is an rational agent? Okay, so these four things relate the rational things as for each possible percept sequence, a rational agent should select an action that is expected to maximize its performance measure given the evidence provided by the percept sequence and whatever built-in knowledge the agent has. Consider again the simple example of vacuum cleaner agent. Okay, that cleans a square if it is dirty and moves to the other square if it is not. Okay, so in this whether it is a rational agent then, so that depends. First, we need to say that what the performance measure is, what is known about the environment, and what sensors and actuators the agent has. Okay, so these three things must be there. So what are these three things? First one is what is the performance measure, then what is known about the environment, and what the sensors and actuators are used in the agent. So we assume the following things here. The performance measure awards 1 point for each clean square at each time step over a lifetime of 1000 time steps. The geography of the environment is known a priori, but the dirt distribution and the initial location of the agent are not. Clean squares stay clean and sucking clean the current square. The left and right actions move the agent left and right except when this would take the agent outside the environment, in which case the agent remains where it is. The only available actions are left, right and suck. The agent correctly perceives its location and whether that location contains dirt. We claim under these circumstances the agent is indeed rational. Its expected performance is at least as high as any other agent's. One can see that the same agent would be irrational under different circumstances. For example, once all dirt is cleaned up, the agent will occasionally needless back and forth. If the performance measure includes a penalty of 1 point for each movement left or right, the agent will fare poorly. The better agent for this case would do nothing once it is sure that all the squares are clean. If clean squares can become dirty again, the agent should occasionally check and re-clean them if needed. If the geography of the environment is unknown, the agent will need to explore it rather than stick to squares A and B. Okay, now we will define the concepts omniscience, learning and autonomy. So we will see the concept of omniscience, learning and autonomy here. Rationality and omniscience are two distinct terms. They are different from each other. An omniscientist agent knows the actual outcome of its action and can act accordingly. But omniscience is impossible in reality. Rationality is not the same as the perfection. Rationality maximizes expected performance, while perfection maximizes actual performance. The point is that if we expect an agent to do what turns out to be the best action after the fact, it will be impossible to design an agent to fulfill these expectations unless we improve the performance of crystal balls or time machines. Our definition of rationality does not require omniscience. Then, because the rational choice depends only on the percept sequence to the date, we must also ensure that we haven't inadvertently allowed the agent to engage in the decidedly under intelligent activities. Doing actions is in order to modify further percepts, sometimes called information gathering, and it is very important part of the rationality. Our definition requires a rational agent not only to gather information but also to learn as much as possible from what it perceives. The agent's initial configuration could reflect some prior knowledge of the environment, but as the agent gains experience, this may be modified and augmented. There are extreme cases in which the environment is completely known a priori. In such cases, the agent need not perceive or learn, it simply acts correctly. To the extent that an agent relies on the prior knowledge of its designer rather than on its own percept, we say that the agent lacks autonomy. A rational agent should be autonomous. It should learn what it can to compensate for partial or incorrect prior knowledge. For example, a vacuum cleaning agent that learns to foresee where and when additional dirt will appear will do better than one that does not. As a practical matter, here it requires a complete autonomy from the start. When the agent has little or no experience, it would have to act randomly unless the designer gave some assistance. So, just as evolution provides animals with enough built-in reflexes to survive long enough to learn for themselves, it would be reasonable to provide an artificially intelligent agent with some initial knowledge as well as an ability to learn. After sufficient experience of its environment, the behavior of the rational agent can become effectively independent of its prior knowledge.